Education is life itself. A pleasant day, everyone. My name is Marney Ezekiel Belmes, and for today's topic, we're going to talk about constructivism and the theories that resonate with me. Constructivism is a theory that posits that a learner acquires information by actively creating or constructing it, rather than passively absorbing it. This theory also emphasizes that an individual applies their prior and existing knowledge in absorbing or acquiring new information. An example that I can share in this type of learning was that due to my interaction or engagement here in our class, I acquired many words that made me feel amazed and curious at the same time. That's why when I hear my classmates use an unfamiliar word, I immediately search for its meaning, and thereafter, I will use it in my essays or in an actual conversation. Another was when we were doing a practice teaching in our subjects, in which I had to create a flow that engages my classmates to participate and listen to what I was saying. And by that experience, I assessed myself that I was also learning when I was teaching, since that practice teaching made me feel that I was already in a professional state or being the actual teacher in our classroom. And from that experience, I constructed a new knowledge or information that would be assessed by my prior or existing knowledge, which could help or guide me in my journey as a future language teacher. If I were to choose two theories that resonate with me, it would be social constructivism that was proposed by Lev Vygotsky and Glasserfeld's radical constructivism. Social constructivism is a theory that proposes that learning occurs due to the interaction of engagement of an individual with the people in his or her surroundings. This type of learning requires gregariousness, in which the use of language and communication plays a vital role in acquiring new knowledge from different perspectives, ideas, beliefs, norms, and a lot more. An example of this is when I was in 8th grade, in which our activities were often performed in groups or by pairs. The particular activity that I can remember was when our physical education teacher asked us to perform for our family day, by which we have to do a theater performance that will serve as our final project and examination on this subject. In every practice, we interact with each other by talking about the steps that we are going to do, the music that we are going to use, and the set of acting that we should practice. This activity made me open to different ideas that aim to help me improve my skills and knowledge on different perspectives, ideas, and thoughts of the people around me. Another example scenario is when a teacher asks their students to do a role playing, in which each student has to do different parts and roles to execute or perform this activity much more efficiently. Moreover, in this activity, it needs engagement, collaboration, brainstorming, and cooperation from each student that foster an effective way of acquiring new knowledge from different perspectives, which is a key component in this theory. This learning theory resonates with me because I don't like isolating myself for the reason that it hinders me from expressing myself, which often results in making me feel sad and lifeless. I always tend to socialize and learn from other perspectives because it helped me to develop my perspective and acquire essential knowledge that can help me ameliorate as an individual, especially as a future educator. Another theory that resonates with me is radical constructivism, which was proposed by Ernst von Glasersfeld. This learning theory was highly associated with our topic, constructivism, by which it also says that the individual is the one responsible for their learning. He emphasizes that we see reality from our perspective, prior knowledge, and experience, which is the result of our own cognitive process. An example of this is when an individual is trying to convince someone about the existence of air, and for him to prove his point, that the current should happen first or be experienced by the person he is trying to convince. Another is when two people are facing different directions and both of them are trying to prove that they are right and one of them is wrong. But in reality, they are both right. They are just seeing different sides depending on when they are standing. Another example was when I got an idea to find a job because I saw some service crew working in a fast food restaurant where my family and I are eating. One day, I suddenly had an urge to pass a resume into a fast food restaurant because I was curious about how it feels working as a service crew. After 3 months of waiting and working on my requirements, I successfully got the job and started to experience working. After a month of working, I realized how stressful and tiring working in a fast food restaurant. It is because you will experience bad and good workmates and managers, and especially those rude and kind customers, which made me realize and acquire the knowledge and the skill that I possess now because of the decision that I made back then. And the message that I am trying to say or emphasize is from my experience, an individual can acquire knowledge and skill if they experience the reality of something personally. Moreover, this learning theory resonates me because I can perform efficiently if I obtain or acquire the knowledge by engaging myself and cognizing the viability of a task or experience personally, because that knowledge can guide or help me to build my own self, particularly my knowledge. These experiences and knowledge can help me in making sense of the world and ameliorating my perspective on the reality of life. Thank you everyone for joining me and attentively listening in our podcast. I hope to see you again in our next videos. Ciao my fellow learners and always keep on learning. Adios.